Diyan nandiyan na si John.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, Joanne. Kamusta ka na, anak?
Hello, ma'am. Hello! Namiss ko kayo, ma'am. Sorry. Nandito na ako, ma'am.
Wow, ganda-ganda naman. Mukhang lalaw na lang Miss Universe ng Joanne namin, ah. May plano ka mag-Miss Universe, anak, ah.
No, meron po kasi akong event later din at 4. So, yun, tuloy-tuloy po ako today.
Kaya nga pala ang ganda-ganda mo ngayon.
Opo, school event kasi. Buti na lang nga po sakto na 3 to. So,
Okay, Jonah, let's start. Para makaana si Joanne.
sige po.
Welcome to Culminating activity of senior high school work immersion in the new normal. ReSTART the entrepreneur's mind. A very warm welcome to all. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jonna Midiseo and I am your host for today's webinar entitled ReSTART the entrepreneur's mind. Let us have Veronica Batas to lead the nationalistic song. Will be followed by a prayer given by Eliza May Espineda.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Halina't pakinggan at tunghayan ang mga kakayahan at talento ng mga Pilipino sa isang awitin. Mula sa mga nagniningning ng ngiti at makulay na samahan nating mga Pilipino. Tunay na marami ang nabibighani dito.
Pilipino, Pilipino, galing natin ito. Pilipino, Pilipino, galing natin ito. Buo ang tiwala sa kakayahan, porsigido sa anumang laban, di ka susuko sa anumang hamon. Pangarap noon, tagumpay ngayon. Kayod ng kayod, di napapagod. Bayan at pamilya, sa puso mo'y laging dala. Pilipino, oh, 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 galing natin ito. Pilipino, oh, 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 parinig sa mundo. Isigaw mo, oh, 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 galing natin ito. Puso, isip, lakas, galing natin ito. Pilipino, 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 galing natin ito. Pilipino, Pilipino, galing natin ito. Pilipino, Pilipino, hinulman ng bagyo. Puso mo buong buo, singtibay ng apoy at ginto. At kahit na dumayo sa iba yung dagat, paluin man ang maso di magkakalaman. Tabo naman ang tubig ng aking kabayan. Sama-sama natin ang itataas ang layag. Sa padatman o lubak-lubak ang kaharapin ay tatawanan. Nalang na parang wala lang. Kamayan, kayan silang mga kababayan. Isigaw mo, galing natin ito. Puso, isip, lakas, galing natin ito. Pilipino. Sa bawat hamon kasama mo kami. Hindi ka mag-iisa, buong bansa ang kakampi. Sa bawat hamon kasama mo kami. Hindi ka mag-iisa, buong bansa ang kakampi. Pilipino, galing natin ito. Pilipino, parinig sa mundo. Isigaw mo, galing natin ito. Puso, isip, lakas, galing natin ito. Pilipino, galing natin ito. Pilipino, parinig sa mundo. Isigaw mo, galing natin ito. Puso, isip, lakas, galing natin ito. Pilipino, galing natin ito. Pilipino, parinig sa mundo. Isigaw mo, galing natin ito. Puso, isip, lakas, galing natin ito. Pilipino, 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 galing natin ito. 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 Pilipino, Pilipino, galing natin ito.
Let's put ourselves in the holy presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, to the Holy Spirit.
Living in the dark, broken and shattered, ready to give up and accept defeat. But you've come to heal me. You've come to fill this empty heart. As I come before you, I bow down on my knees. And
We praise you and worship you today. You are exalted in our midst. We ask forgiveness for all the sins that we have done. Have mercy on us. As we start the program today, let your guidance and protection be upon us. Send your spirit and give us wisdom. As we thank you for all the blessings we have received, we ask all this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
take me in your arms.
And to give her a warm welcome, I am pleased to introduce you our astonishing and very beautiful Mrs. Rowena Senita for opening remarks.
Ayan, maraming salamat, Joanna Deseo, sa isang magandang pagpapakilala sa akin at sa ating magandang bisita at panauwing tagapagsalita ngayon. Magandang hapon sa inyo lahat. Higit sa lahat, nais kong batiin ang ating punong guro, si Ginong Gilor E.O. Francia, ang ating focal person, si Sir Seo Kaburian, mga guro ng senior high school, at mga mag-aaral na ngayon ay nakatunghay sa atin. Napakalaking pagkakataon ito para ang ating mga mag-aaral sa ika-12 grado ay may pakita ang kanilang galing sa work immersion. Okay, mga grade 11, no? Marami kayong matututunan sa pagkakataong ito. Inaasahan ko na ang lahat ay makikinig, no, sa ating panauhin na napakaganda sa hapong ito. Okay? Wala na po at para hindi tayo mainit, simulan natin ang programang ito. Binabati ko ang mga grupo na kabilang sa pangkat na ito. Maraming salamat at isang magandang hapon sa inyong lahat.
Thank you po, Mrs. Sinita, for that wonderful remarks. Now, let's watch our group infomercial. Let's talk about business.
You may be thinking students are getting depressed, poor people are starving, and many more are dying because of horrifying COVID-19 pandemic. So, why on earth do we still talk about money?
Well, because we need to.
But as we student with limited resources, limited means, and limited experiences, we'd be supposed to help in this big thing called economy.
To make things worse, we are in the midst of an economic nightmare. 90,000 businesses remain closed as of September because they could not survive the new normal.
Nevertheless, don't let this number discourage you from doing your business today. To show you that we entrepreneurs can start our own business.
Nag-start ng business ngayong pandemic. Una, so yung kapatid namin, meron konting konting meron natatabi. Tapos parang kami nakapag-isip kami na ano ba yung pwede natin maging negosyo ngayong pandemic. So sabi namin, hindi rin naman pwedeng basta-basta kumbaga kung ano yung pangangailangan ngayon ng tao, yun yung naano namin. So parang nagkaroon kami na idea, yung kagaya nito, milk tea. So syempre, milk tea kahit pa parang nag-init na ngayon, diba? So ay napag-isipan namin na maging negosyo. Yung pagsubok, una, yung nagkakaroon kami ng doubt. Kasi parang sabi namin, magkiklik kaya to? Sabi namin. Kasi napakahirap magnegosyo ngayon, lalo na ang dami-dami ng negosyo. Sabi namin, makiklik ba to? May bibili ba? Ganun yung mga naging problema namin. Tapos, syempre, minsan kasi isip namin, ang hirap-hirap bumiyahe. Syempre, yung paano yung supplier, saan kami kukuha, ay yung pangalawang problema. So, may papayo ko lang, syempre, pag nagnegosyo ka, yung meron kang pera, hindi naman siguro ganun kalaki, pero kung alam mo yung negosyo mong papasukin, alam mo magkipit, kahit gano'n pa yung kaliit na amount, mapapalaki mo yan basta meron ka lang talagang goal na para ay ito yung business ko, tapos kailangan dapat meron kang tiwala sa sarili mo na kaya mo yon kahit anong pagsubok pa yan ay yung kailangan gawin. Tsaka dapat tiyaga, tapos samahan mo na rin ng dasal.
So, if you want to do a business that will survive in the new normal, here are the 3 tips that we can give you based on our share.
First, innovate. It's hard to sell your product if you're competing with thousands of sellers across the country with similar product. To be successful, you need to stand out. Instead of selling plants, you can sell beauty product.
Second, connect. In the new normal, it's essential to maintain your relationship to return your customer. You can ask them for feedback or some improvements.
Lastly, give peace of mind. You have to operate your business in a way that will make your client feel safe, secure, and way to assure them that you're sanitized when you deliver the product.
If you want to create a business in the new normal, think about it and join us in a webinar entitled ReSTART, the Entrepreneur's Mind. Most importantly, remind yourself that by reaching your dream is you're not helping yourself, because you're helping the community and the country. Wow! Great job, groupmates. Now let's have Janelle Arcega to introduce our speaker.
Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Ms. Joanne May Hapa. Our presenter today is currently a junior entrepreneurship student in Enderan Colleges, graduating as a class salutatorian in her high school. She also experienced leadership roles in Roosevelt College, Cubao, by being the president of the student council and heading several organizations that made her passionate about joining multiple organizations inside and outside of school in her college days, which honed her networking and career development skills. She is a consecutive Dean's Lister and was the top 5 of her batch in her sophomore year. She did this while juggling her studies, work, implementing business ideas, and maintaining her full scholarship in Enderon. As a typical Gen Z whose native is using technology, she is passionate about making money out of the technological innovation we are now having.
All right. So thank you, Janelle, for that very wonderful introduction. So, hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So, first of all, I just want to thank everyone to Jonah who contacted me. So, all the organizers of this event, and especially to Ma'am Jinky for like inviting me to be part of this webinar. And also, I want to congratulate everyone. Sobrang organized and for this successful event. Sobrang nakaka-proud yung video nyo since not all students are like able to pull up an event like this. What more yung gaano ka-proud yung mga teachers nyo since at this very young age, alam nyo na how to handle an event. So I really appreciate then na although there are a lot of young entrepreneurs that are more successful than me, definitely, among all of them, you guys chose me to be part of this event. So thank you so much. And I promise na this will be just casual, ano lang, kwentuhan. So I encourage you to turn on your cameras or butt in whenever you have questions to ask for me. So I believe you'll present my slides. Oh, okay, there. So, all right. So I honestly do not know what to talk about today since I do not have that established brands yet. However, as I read the primer of the event and the goal of it, it is pretty straightforward that entrepreneurship is a continuous process of like trial and error. And so I thought of sharing with you a few of my experiences to like prove that point. And I hope this will inspire all of us to see the positives and the negatives. So again, I am no expert. I am also a student like you, and I will just be speaking on behalf of my experiences, which I hope you guys can use in the future. So for the next slide, please. So let me just backtrack a little bit about myself. So I'm Joanne. I am currently a senior student at Enderan Colleges taking up entrepreneurship. So why entrepreneurship? So it was really unplanned. So kwento slight lang. So back in high school, by the way, I had my junior high school, as mentioned a while ago, in Roosevelt. Now it's FEU Roosevelt. That is where Ma'am Jinky and I met. So she was my class advisor at that time, and we were the first batch of the K to 12 curricula. So back then, everyone still confused talaga, like literally everyone. So we were all lost and confused about what to call our class, grade 7 na ba, ganon, or first year pa rin. So ayun, it was a lot to take in. And in high school, 'di ba, you think about what you want to be in the future. So you prepare yourself for what to take in college. So I was no different. But since when I was a child, I wanted to be the pilot of an aircraft, helicopter, and whatnot, kasi I grew up in a military camp. And then for that time, I had not that difficulty of finding out or figuring out what I wanted to do. So being a child, I was aware na you have to study hard to have a better future. Of course, most of the parents tell that to their children, right? So that struck me and made me become eager to reach my dreams. So I do need to study in order to become a pilot. And so I did. So since I started schooling, like grade school, grade one, up until now, my parents never paid for any education. Even I studied in private school. So since I was studying, I was always a scholar. So I worked hard for it talaga. So during the junior high school, that 4 years of junior high in Roosevelt, I was really active in school org. So I became the student council president, and at the same time, I had a presidency and multiple orgs as well. And on top of that, I was struggling to maintain my grade requirement for my scholarship. So back then, I was really that obedient student. And when I look back, I saw myself as a yes person. And I always just do what my teachers and mentors will tell me to do, since I believe they know better than me. So they really do. And that made me feel stable and contented with my environment back then. So fast forward, nung fourth year, so back then, since we were the first batch of K to 12 nga, I was really confused of like, do I apply to universities na or ano nang next? Kasi before, our school was also offering grade 11 and 12. But then I realized I feel like I need to transfer. Like I have been in the school for 10 years of my life. So I need to learn and adjust to other environments as well. So I tried to apply to PATS, College of Aeronautics, to like finally take step one of being a pilot. But then they didn't accept me since they do not offer grade 11 and 12 back then yet. So they told me to like finish your K to 12 first, then apply to us again. And trust me, that line now, we do not accept grade 10 graduates yet. And apply, balik ka na lang again, parang ganon. So lahat ng schools na pinag-applyan ko, not only in PATS, even PMA, which was my last option to just like pursue being a pilot, same line lang yung sinabi sa akin. And they were not accepting parang grade 10 graduates yet. So of course, that time I felt frustrated and disappointed as well, and definitely hopeless since I have to like take 2 more years before I could, go to my dreams directly. So, and me applying to multiple schools took a lot of time since they always tell me they will get back to me when their school is ready, already decided when to offer K to 12 or grade 11s and 12. So fast forward, graduation of grade 10, I maintained my scholarship, and fortunately, that is where I started in University of the East, Manila. So they gave me a full scholarship. So I felt very relieved naman and thankful since my hard work still paid off that time. And in UE, I was exposed to like whole new environment. It was fun. I got to meet a lot of people and parang deal with different kinds of personalities. So I must say, I was able to expand my connections. Since it's a university, you meet a lot of students compared to my school before with minimal population. And then, so after grade 12, I began bargaining my grades again to several universities just to apply for scholarships. So I had 4 universities to choose from, which offered me like percentages of scholarships. But ayun, Enderon offered me the highest of 100% scholarship. But honestly, I do not know a single thing about Enderon like all of you. So I asked for the terms and research about the school. So they told me I have to maintain a certain grade point per subject and I have to work for it during weekends. So for me, naisip ko, oh my gosh, kaya ko ba yun? And I really thought, what if I didn't get to maintain that grade since this is college na? I am sure this will be harder, right? Then I'll have to pay for the whole tuition. So sabi ko, okay, bahala na. I'll just get in kasi I really looked into the parang school's reputation and it got me. Then entrance exam and I have to put parang 2 courses options. So they have few courses lang na offered, like the business courses and culinary arts. So since I'm fond of cooking naman, I put culinary arts for the first option. And for the business courses, sabi ko parang Okay, parang madami ng marketing and finance and whatnot and everything. So, entrep na lang. Yun kasi yung iba sa akin. So, I put that one. So, tapos, turned out pala na yun pala yung pinakamahirap na course sa school. And then, I didn't pursue CA kasi even though I'm a scholar, the parang uniform, equipments, and ingredients are not really included with the scholarship. So, sobrang mahal. That's why I pursued entrepreneurship. So, it's really unplanned. Tapos, kakasurvive pa naman tayo. Kaya, fourth year na, malapit na. So, part of the course is to like implement a business. So, you won't graduate if you skip this part. So, first year pa lang, I already tried having businesses. So, back then, our relatives and even the people I know bash my course pa na, bakit entrep? Eh, may negosyante namang hindi nga nag-aral eh, pero successful, hindi niyan pinag-aaralan. Parang ganon. But the thing is, traditional businesses only aims for profit. And that's it. They stop there. Most but not all, their mindset, and they establish a business just to earn money. But us in Entrep, we are taught to how to establish a business that is sustainable enough in a way of not just having profit, but also how your business can contribute to your community, making an impact and fulfilling like a certain human need that will make your business model flexible and stand for years. So I really like what the video told us earlier. Now we need innovation for our products. You need to be different in order to be successful in a specific industry. And then being an entrepreneur, it's not just a little title on your name or a profession, but more of a mindset. And then this will make you like flexible as a professional. So common misconception about unship students is that when we graduate, we just have our business and it stops there. But in reality, we are equipped with the skills under all the business processes, a wide business process, and you will see in all organizations, company, and even corporations. So we are not only good in marketing, but also we are taught how to handle operations of the business overall, how to understand or like tell a story based on financials, and so on and so forth. And I must say, I don't regret anything taking this course, but I'm not marketing my course. Wala. So kahit it was not planned, since I don't regret anything, since I really learned a lot, not only in classroom wise and based on books, but most importantly, I got to learn how the real world works at an early age. That is being practical for me. And I believe that's the most important thing of being a student, not just having good grades, but the practical experiences you learn that you will make you, will make you a better parang individual in the future. So this is what immersion tells you what to do. You have to have that practical learnings in order to apply for the future. So next slide, please. So yeah, my first business was a small food business. So during this time, I realized na I love eating lang pala and cooking is not my passion. Kasi at first, I do all the tasks from like marketing, going sa palengke, to cooking, to delivering the food. So when I earned much capital, I hired my mom to be the one in charge of cooking since she was the one who taught me everything. And we had a business same as this before. So during this business, naging sidekick na lang ako in charge of the logistics and helping her on the side with cooking. So this business run through parang 1.5 year. So we supplied food packs to different offices every day and parang catered small gatherings through food trays as well. So for the next slide, please. Then when I felt that the business is okay without me na, so okay, it's stable naman na, why not try a new business venture since na-realize ko nga cooking is not my passion. So I'll try a new business venture just for me to like try another industry aside from food business. So I went back to what I really wanted to pursue since yun nga, na-realize ko na para sa akin yung cooking. So ayun, I tried travel business to kind of relate it to being a pilot. And in school, we are really encouraged to think of a new business idea that is not yet available in the market. So sobrang inisip ko, how can I innovate that food business? Eh, ang dami namang ganun. So I moved to this idea of surprise travels. So I decided na, okay, ito na lang i-implement ko or the one that I will use for me to graduate, ganun. Parang thesis siya, but we have to implement and make the business work. So I started traveling and sourcing out suppliers from different tourist destinations locally. And when I finally had all set to launch, and our target launch would be June last year, supposedly. But pandemic happened in March. So I was still in denial back then. And let's admit it, all of us thought that the quarantine will last only for like weeks or months. But then, surprise, we're now beyond a year for it. So I continued my planning pa and hope that like I will launch the business. But then traveling was put on hold up until now in most destinations. And obviously, most people won't travel because of the fear of catching the virus. And this business idea was really what I wanted. But I lost all the months of preparation because of the pandemic. And it's really sad since I really invested a lot of effort, time, and of course, most importantly, money to like prepare. But then it will suddenly won't work, right? So next slide, please. So last year, after that idea, I really had to go through a major life evaluation of what business will I implement. Since almost all the business I know won't simply work, as long as I want to continue the food business, it requires me to like go out and do the marketing. And now I really take care of my family since my parents are also in their 50s. So I don't want them to catch the virus because of me naman. So we'll never know. So it was really stressful for me to like come up with a business plan and an idea that won't require me to go out a lot. And business planning in a pandemic is truly hard since all of the people's priority is to save and not spend money, right? And so I really need to find a need in a market where I can excel to. So I exhausted all the online means and how can I maximize that technology in order for me to earn. And now I'm working on a website that will be a platform for like SME entrepreneurs to expand their network through like reaching the professionals of Fortune 500 companies. So this is my work in progress right now. Next slide, please. So after all that experiences, I've come up with like tips on how we can find positives in the negative things we will encounter in business. So this is just what I learned from all the cuento I had for you, and I hope that these things will make sense when you finally found yourself in the same situation as mine, if ever. Next slide, please. So first is just start and keep going, but most importantly, have plans. So before you dive into a venture, a business, or even a personal thing, prepare and have plans. So when things don't go your way, what will you do na, diba? So even my pilot dream didn't work. I had plan A, B, C, and it always be best until plan Z, if you can. So when my business idea will definitely won't work, and the reason is out of my control, obviously. I was really down since I don't have another plan to pursue. So we need to anticipate things and to like understand that we will not always get what we want, and we have to be ready if that will happen. So most of us always get in love with the idea, but when that idea fail, we just simply give up. But the thing is, pag entrepreneur ka, you always have to be brave and have that courage to take risk. If you won't, you are not really for the business world. And I bet all the prominent businessmen can agree to that. During the pandemic, we observed how resilient businessmen are and how they handle the pandemic well to keep the business still thriving or still up. So super hirap to have that business during that uncertain times, right? Parang kasi today MECQ but then next week ECQ. So we are required to stop operations na naman, 'di ba? So sobrang hirap on the entrepreneur side as well as on how they will handle this kind of situation. So being an entrepreneur, you will be faced with a lot of problems, but along the way, you will learn how to work under pressure, like be innovative just to stay in the industry and to have that, most importantly, fighting spirit to still fight even all around you is falling and closing and whatnot. So next slide, please. So second would be present online. So there's this thing na we call brick and mortar stores. This is the physical stores you see around. So this is slowly diminishing. So what happened when pandemic struck? Many physical stores, even the biggest brands, closed since all means are forced to be online. So in the future, I believe this will be the case. So brick and mortar will turn into click and mortar, meaning online stores and e-commerce will dominate the market. So being an entrepreneur, you have to excel in research and observe the trend and learn how can your business adapt to that. So I have read in a book, I just can't remember the title, but that if you won't put your business online nowadays, it won't succeed really. So we can prove that by just observing the market trend right now during the pandemic. So third would be, next slide, please. Third is follow your passion, but accept when it's not for you for now. So I am sure you heard this already. So when you aspire to become an entrepreneur, you and search for the right product to offer, all will ask you what's your passion, then pursue that. But what if it won't work this time? Like for me, the pandemic is out of my control and I could not pursue my passion for it. And so I believe that all have its right timing. So when I knew my passion and it turns out na it won't really work. So it's frustrating, but we have to be not sensitive and not just self-pity for everything not going our way. So we have to always stand up and look for another opportunity that might be the right one for us. So say we can really say na when the time is right, so you can go back to that passion of yours, and it's all about right timing and it will come to you. So we don't have to chase, but we can somehow attract the right things for us with our efforts and what we do currently. So next slide, please. Fourth is to save money and know your numbers. So the video already discussed this with the milk tea owner of the business. So starting a business is like gambling your money. So you don't have that assurance of getting it returned to you immediately. So yes, you can have business loans to whatever bank or your relatives. But for me, I suggest that you should start small, meaning start with what you have right now. So if you can't guarantee na yung business idea is that profitable yet, so test the waters muna before you invest a bigger capital for it. And above all, we have to earn money here and not the goal of being in debt or malubog ka sa utang. So I remember as well that in starting a business, start with capital that you're willing to lose as well, so you won't hurt yourself just in case. And I also want to highlight the ability to become financially literate. So as a business owner and even as an individual, you have to monitor your cash ins and outs. Where do you spend your money? Where do you get money? So in business, money and finances is everything. It is the sole determinant of your success as a business, aside from the impact as well for your customers, from your customers. So if you don't know how your money is going or how your finances are, don't get shocked if bukas bankrupt ka na pala. So you have to monitor your cash ins, cash flows regularly and set parameters for it, and like make sure that every money you spend is worth investing in. But we also want to remember that wealth grows over time. So it's not an easy money. I believe next slide, please. Sorry. So yon, business is not about easy money. And being a startup, you need years, several years just to get back what you have invested in. So there's no such thing as easy money in business. You have to invest all the time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears and whatnot. And this is not a thing where you start now and be wealthy tomorrow. And meron namang ganun, pero it's not always the case. And next slide, please. The last one, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Time and effort is everything. So, as I have said earlier, just start what you have. And often we are scared to start a business since we have a lot of what ifs. Sabi nung kanina, what if walang bumili? What if this won't work? Just start. You'll never know the answer to that what ifs if you won't take any risk. And business is about taking risks. Even if you fail multiple times before, try again tomorrow. If you are confident enough with that product you offer in the market, and you really invested your time and effort to craft a certain product or service, it will definitely work. And next slide, please. So I want to end my presentation with a lesson we could all apply beyond business. So even in our personal life, we better sacrifice and take risks now so we can have a better future ahead of us. So make wise choices and always ask yourself before doing something, is this going to benefit me in the future, or will my future self thank me for this? Ganon. And most importantly, when all things seem to be negative, we must find even a single positive thing to keep us motivated towards our career and an overall life. And that's it, I believe. Thank you, and I hope you learned something from me.
Thank you po, Miss Joanne, for that wonderful talk. And ako po, share ko lang, yung parang natutunan ko kasi is, nag-note po ako dito siya. Ayun, yung natutunan ko po sa talk, sa speaker po natin is parang make something people want includes making a company that people want to work for. Build a strong environment which your people can best support you in building your small business po. Ayun po yung natutunan ko. Yeah, again, thank you so much po, Miss Joanne. Now, we will go ahead and take some time for questions now. Just a reminder lang po, please be sure to type your questions into the chat box or just raise your hand. Pwede po kayo magtaas ng kamay or type your answer po. So, I guess po parang wala pong gusto magtanong kasi nagets na po nila. Yes. Ayun po. Thank you po, Miss Joanne, again. And next slide po. And since our beloved principal, Mr. Glory of Lancia, was not around, can I ask the present of our SHS focal person, Mr. Riseo Cabaran, Master Teacher 2, to deliver the principal's message po.
Very good timing. Just as I was about to eat my pizza, you called me, Miss Deseo. Thank you very much. Anyway, I was actually impressed. I visited all three links, but then I lingered here because I enjoyed the presentation of your speaker. You actually were able to invite a very competent speaker, and this matters a lot in your culminating activity. Thank you for all the priceless tips that you have shared with our students. This will go a long way in their journey towards becoming entrepreneurs. No, so for and on behalf our principal, Mr. Gilor Estrada of Francia, I would like to congratulate this team for really doing something that they will eventually thank themselves for, right? Tomorrow, you will really be happy that you had this kind of culminating activity because this is worth the while, okay? And also, congratulations to your teacher in this culminating activity or the immersion, Ma'am Jinky Consulta Santos. Well done. You have really guided your students well. I am very proud of this teacher. And of course, our focal person for immersion, Miss Cherry Sicatino. So all in all, I am very impressed. I hope that this will help you out to become what you want to become eventually in the future. So God bless to all and good day.
Thank you po, Sir Seo. Yeah. Okay, why don't we give ourselves a big hand for having this day show? Ayun po, we could have done this so far, we could have done this successfully without our participants, our teacher, and of course, our speaker who spared their time to attend this webinar po. So let us move on to awarding of certificates. Let us hear what's the inside of certificate. Let's call on our very hardworking and very beautiful advisor, the one and only Mrs. Raquel Agustin. Yay!
Kasi mali yata yung adjective. Kaya hindi siya nagre-respond. Kelly, are you... Nagbibiro lang ako. Kelly, are you there? Miss Agustin?
Ma'am Kelly, nakamute ka po.
Nakamute. Kaya naman.
Sorry!
Kasi nga.
Nagsasalita ako kanina pa. Thank you very much, John. thank you very much, Jonah, no, for that wonderful introduction. Talaga lang. Okay, so ito na po. Yan. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, National Capital Region, Schools Division Office of Quezon, Balara High School. Certificate of Appreciation is hereby awarded to Joanne May Hapa for imparting her time, effort, and expertise as resource speaker on the topic ReSTART, the Entrepreneur's Mind during the Work Immersion Summit 2021 with the theme VHS SHS Work Immersion in the New Normal, held on May 20, 2021 at Balara High School via Google Meet. Given the 20th day of May 2021 at Balara High School, Quezon City, to be signed by Gilorio Francia, NPM, Principal 3. Congratulations, Ma'am Joanne, and thank you.
Thank you so much po. Thank you.
Thank you so much po, Mrs. Agustin. To end this program, we are pleased to have a very diligent and hardworking Mrs. Jinky Santos to delivering the closing remarks.
Hello, Joanne. I'm so proud, no, na talagang nung ipakita mo sa akin yung iyong CV, ay na-impress ako sa narating mo. Actually, si Joanne ay advisory class ko nung grade 7, Ma'am Senita, grade 7. Imagine mo yung tsura na isang grade 7 sa Joanne ngayon. Grade 7 ko siya naging advisory class and from that time talaga nakitaan ko
dalawa, ano?
Ano, sir?
Ano apelido ni Ma'am, ni Joanne?
Hapa, sir.
Hapa. Medyo awit naman kayo. Ikaw naman ay?
Taba?
Kopya.
Actually, si Joanne ay pangatlo na, no, na na-handle ko sa magkakapatid, sir. So, may Geraldine
magaling.
Hapa, may
Alam mo
Gilbert
ba,
Hapa.
nagpaparaikot-ikot ako kanina sa mga linya, pero dito ako huminto. Kasi sabi ko, galing naman speaker na to. Tawa ko.
Tapos ay si Joanne ang pangatlo na Hapa na na-handle ko. And talagang lahat ng magkakapatid na yan ay sobrang gagaling. No? Talagang nagba-valedictorian sa klase. At
Kaya,
sabi ko nga nung makita ko yung kanyang talagang natuwa ako. At maraming salamat, Joanne, sa iyong pagpapaunlak. No? Sana sa uulitin, anak, na kailanganin ka namin, ay mabigyan mo kami uli ng pahintulot. Maraming salamat sa umattend. Usap ulit tayo, Joanne, Maya, ha? Salamat.
Thank you so much for such a good words coming from you, Mrs. Santos. And thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here today. Thank you very much for all the teachers and to all our fellow students. Again, I am Jonna Midiseo, leaving you with this quotation from Harriet Tubman. Every great dreams begin with a dreamer. Always remember you have within the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach the start to change the world. Thanks again for joining us virtually, and we will see you next time. Thank you po.
very good job. Very good job.
That's everyone. Sobrang galing nyo. Oh my gosh, hindi pa pala tapos.
For exit ticket po, just click the link po in the chat box.
Jonah.
Thank you.
Thank you po, Ma'am Joanne. Ayun.
Lalaban ka ba yata Miss Universe, Joanne, sa ganda mo ngayon?
Matatalo tayo ulit ni Ma. Mama, laki na nung yung bunso niyong anak yon yung kanina.
Bunso nung nasa Roosevelt ako.
Ang laki na niya. Sobra.
Grade 10 na siya.
Grade 10! Grabe, dati grade school pa
Grade
lang
1. Grade 1 siya nung nandun. Grade 10 na siya ngayon.
Grabe.
So, masali na siya sa mga contest. Gaya mo, oratorical. O, nanalo siya. Nandito kami sa school na yon para lang dito sa award niya.
Wow! Ang galing! Siyempre, magaling yung nagtitrain.
May ibang trainer siya. Kasi English.
Mana-mana lang yan. Ganon po.
Ang galing-galing mo naman, Joanne. Grabe.
So, dahil, akala ko nasa Miriam yung talk. Kasi, ang alam ko, sa Miriam ka nagtuturo. Ano pala? Nagtuturo ka din pala. Or sabay?
Sa Miriam naman is volunteer teacher doon. Nagwa-volunteer teacher. Alam mo, napakaganda ng talk mo. Napakalinaw. Talagang organized. Sa bagay, ever since naman, kahit nagre-report ka, wala namang sabi, sige ng Santos sa report mo.
Sobrang
Nakakatuwa.
galing na nga po nung program nyo. Sobrang, as in, hindi po lahat nakakapaggawa ng ganitong event. And
Ayan,
sobrang ano.
yan ay utang namin sa aming focal person. Idea niya yan. Pinaano lang niya. Ito yung pwedeng gawin dahil work immersion, walang face-to-face. So, ito yung pwede natin gawin. Tapos ang aming focal person, si Ma'am Cherry.
Galing.
Ma'am Cherry, pakita ka daw kay Joanne. Actually, ano to, simultaneous three webinars ang nangyayari ngayon.
Kaya po sabay-sabay pala.
Binabantayan lang ng mga teachers kung ano na ang nangyayari. Yan, si Ma'am Senita, master
Hello
teacher
po.
namin. Yan.
Kamusta po?
Yan ang masisipag. Napakasipag mo, Joanne. Siguro mayaman na si Mami at Daddy mo.
Hindi po. Hindi pa.
Hindi pa? Bakit naman?
Pandemic, ma'am eh. Kasi sarado lahat. Hirap.
Ay, ganon.
Hirap talaga.
Di bali, ikaw na lang naman yata nag-aaral sa inyo.
Opo. Yung sila ate po, meron ng family din. Si kuya na lang wala.
Parang ano data ang kuya mo eh? Army? Soldier?
Apo. Navy po. Navy.
Navy yun. Pwede ba pabukas ng cam, Deseo? Nandyan ka pa ba, anak?
Yes po.
Picture tayo na. Hindi data tayo nakapag-picture.
Sige po.
With Miss Joanne. Mga anak, pwede bang pakibukas sa akin yung camera?
Galing, miss. Ito si Jonah. Okay lang, sinachat ko siya mga 11 p.m. Kasi nasa internship po ako ngayon. So, night shift. So, yung time ko nasa gabi, nahihiya na ako sa kanya. Kasi, lagi akong gabing nagme-message, pero sobrang patient niya. Thank you.
Thank you din po.
Napakahusay naman tayo.
Okay po, picture na po natin tayo. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Basta ng camera nyo.
Naka-open po sila, ma'am. Isa pa po. 1, 2, 3. Thank you po.
Nung pumayag ka, actually dapat talaga sila yung maghahanap ng mga speakers, ng mga nung pumayag ka, dahil nakita ko nga yung profile mo, sabi ko, try ko ma-invite lang. Ngayon, pag na-invite ko na yan, kayo na makikipag-usap. Until na magkikita lang kami ni Joanne ay during the program na. Titingnan ko kung paano kayo makipag-communicate sa mga speakers na nakuha niyo. Di ba?
Part po yun ng training, sobrang galing nila. As in, binigyan nila ako ng primer, kung anong kailangan, ganito, ganyan. Sobrang galing. Galing. Nakaka-proud. Kasi nung high school kami, hindi kami ganyan. Nung college lang.
Hindi kayo nandito sa sitwasyon na to. Pero kung nasa sitwasyon